So how's it going today, guys? Today I'm gonna be back with another sneaker release calendar video, and I'm gonna keep the same format and go over the shoes that release in the second half of December, and then I'm gonna be going over what will release in the remainder of the first half of January. And I know it's January 6th right now, but the reason I'm doing this a little bit late is because there just wasn't really many notable releases early in the month, so just keep that in mind. That's kind of why this video got pushed back a little bit. I'll still probably record in like 10 days or so when it's like the 16th and just keep the same format as usual. But kind of that's the only reason I switched up is because this month started off really slow. So I just wanted to let you guys know that too. And I might do like a reaction to someone else's tier list soon to my team tier list. That is, if you guys would like to see that, let me know. That might be my video that I do in the next few days, and then I'll do another sneaker one in a couple weeks. Just going over the releases again, but just let me know what you guys would want. Let me know in the comments, of course. Also, if you're new, please like and subscribe. Well, even if you're not new, like, but if you're new, subscribe for sure, man. That would be much appreciated, especially if you're a sneakerhead or a fan of my team, because that's what we go over here. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough with the introduction, so let's just get into it. Let's start off at the 15th of December and go over what happened with everything. So first we had the Kyrie 7 Black University Red. I believe you can probably still get them on Nike.com. These Dame 7s, I didn't see a whole lot on them. Like I mentioned though in the last video, I think they're pretty sick, but I don't really have any plans to cop them myself. You know, I mean, they're cool, but they just I don't think they're going to have a whole lot of resale value or anything like that. So, and I don't think they do right now. I just don't know a whole lot about the shoe as a whole. But the Stussy Nike Air Force One Low Black, this did release on the 15th on the Sneakers app, or at least on the 11th on Stussy.com with this, and then that Fossil colorway too, which was like a tan colorway. But I think this pair, it retails for like 130, and it's going for like upper 200, so another like double profit shoe, so that's kind of nice. I mean, the only reason they're going for anything is because they're a Stussy collab, though. I mean, they're just a black Air Force One. If it wasn't a collab, they wouldn't be going for anything, but it is what it is. You guys know how I feel about Air Force Ones. I don't have a problem with other people liking them, and I actually like them, but I just don't think that they look good on my feet, so that's kind of like where I'm at. They just like, I think dunks are just way better. That's, it's another thing that I've said before, but yeah. Pharrell Dsm Dr1 Brown in the Korean font. I don't know a whole lot about that pair either. These pairs haven't had a whole lot of resale. They're not nearly as hyped as they were when they originally released. Then we got all these Adidas that look the same again. Oh, Adidas, man. Adidas is really just pounding out every. Oh, look at this page too, dude. Look at all these. So many Ultra Boosts. All these are the same. And I remember that from last video too, going over this, dude. Like Adidas, man. On these days where you're releasing like 20 colorways of black and white Ultra Boost, just release like one sick colorway, and I guarantee that colorway would sell out. But they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. I mean, that's just how it goes. Air Presto Origins, I thought about going for this pair, but I kind of didn't pull the trigger when it came down to it, because I don't know. I mean, I think the inspiration behind this pair is cool. The Origins, all those little square pictures were all the pictures that were given for the original colorways of the shoe, and I think that's so cool. Like, obviously being a sneakerhead, I think that concept is amazing, but didn't end up pulling the trigger. I don't really regret it, because I think that they're still going for like retail, so if I really have like a reason for wanting to pick that shoe up, I can, so not too big of a deal. Vapor Waffle Tour Yellow. I'm sorry, man. These names, these shoes get me tongue-tied sometimes, but yeah, this colorway obviously clearly is like a Packer colorway, so if I got this, I would have resold it, but I took an L. Air Force One Cosmic Clay. I saw a lot of people got these. I don't know. I think it looks really, really weird in that picture with like the paneling. I think the idea is cool for sure, how you can kind of like switch the panels and the color of it, but I don't know. I think people should leave that to customizers. I mean, I don't think that you really need to do that. I mean, just cop like a few different pairs of Air Force Ones instead of customizing one pair, but that looks weird. But I guess to each their own for sure. Adidas Dawn Issue 2 Christmas. All these Adidas Christmas shoes. Like I said before, the D-Rose 11's by far my favorite. But again, not really pressed to cop any of those pairs at all. The Gremlins D. Stan Smith talked about going for them, but I didn't. I ended up getting a pair that's, I guess I wouldn't say it's similar to it because it's not Adidas, but it's got like a similar look to it, so I'm not like too upset. You guys will see what I mean here in a minute anyway. But Jordan 13 Black Hybrid Royal took an L on sneakers, and I just don't really want them enough to pay $250 for them. So I'm going to wait on those and probably get the Starfish 13s that come out this month. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Easy Boost 350 V2 Sand Taupe. A lot of people kind of like this pair. I didn't really. It looks like a women's pair to me, sort of, just with the colors. I don't know why. Yeah, so that's the 19th of December and what happened. Sean Cliver, Spdunks, of course, on the 19th as well. I think they're going for like 600, I want to say. I know they're going for like 700, 800 when they first came out, but I would assume they dropped a little bit. Again, I think I like the Strangelove pair better. Like, obviously, the Sean Cliver, the Strangelove pair released in February. Same sort of collab, but instead of being like gold and blue, it was pink and red. And I think, you know, just if I were to see those colors, like, or like hear that was the colors of the shoe, I would say instantly, oh yeah, the blue and gold pair is probably better. But I don't know. I like the other pair better for some reason. I think the materials look better. I don't know what it is. I just prefer the earlier pair better. But these are still really sick. Wasn't able to add them, of course, to the collection because I took an L, but it's all right, man. I mean, it's not a shoe that I really, really wanted, so I'm glad that, you know, someone got my pair that will actually really appreciate them. So I always like to think about that too. Air Force One Lv8 Pacific Blue. Well, this is the Hardwood Classics pack. The Blazer sold out, and the Air Force One is still sitting. And then here's the shoe that I was talking about, the Jordan 1 Center Court. I kind of was thinking, you know, should I go for this shoe? Because I don't know if it's going to go for much over retail. But I ended up just doing it because I watched The Last Dance, and I really kind of appreciated how this was the shoe that Jordan wore when he got interviewed now. So I was just like, you know what, screw it. I haven't copped a shoe in a while, so I'm going to go for him. And ended up getting him on sneakers, so that was huge, man. And I wasn't super hyped like originally. Like usually if I take a dub on sneakers, I like jump out of my seat. But this time I was like, okay, you know, that's cool. But then I saw that they're going for like a little bit over 200, and I think they dropped a little bit. They're probably at like 200. But I only paid 130 retail, and if these can go up over time, man, I'm all about it because I love this pair, and I love having this pair in my collection as well. So that was a huge call for me. That was actually my only call in the second half of December, but I'm really glad that I was able to get them. Sky Nike Vapor Waffle Villain Red, Neptune Green, went for those as well, took a hard L. Dunk High Women's Varsity Purple. I didn't go for these. I don't like to go for women's pairs. It's just something about it just doesn't feel moral to me. It's like it feels wrong to go for a women's pair. And it's something that's really weird. I know a lot of people obviously don't feel that way, but I do. It's weird. Adidas Forum 84 High. Those were kind of hyped up a little bit, so they might have a little bit of resale, but I don't know. They don't really mean anything to me, so I'm not really the biggest fan. Adidas Yeezy Quantum Frozen Blue. This pair looks sick in hand. Like I've seen like Caius Omar and there was another guy too that copped these, and I watched reviews on them, and oh my goodness, man! Like this pair, it doesn't look too sick in that picture, but in hand that blue just looks amazing. So that pair was a pair that ended up looking a lot better than I thought it was going to, so that's why I didn't end up copping them. But that might be one that I revisit because I really do like those a lot. Pharrell Adidas MDHU Green. I don't know why these popped up again. Like they literally released in the middle of November and then they popped up on the calendar out of nowhere. And I didn't hear anything about them restocking or anything. I mean, that might be what happened. They probably restocked on like the confirmed app or something, but I didn't hear much on that. Air Jordan 35 Morpho. This was an overseas release. Hopefully they come to the US though, because that colorway is sick. Just how like the outsole goes with like that shank plate right there. I think that looks dope. The coloring for sure. Kobe 6 Pro Grinch, of course, went for him, took an L. Kind of salty about that because I really just don't like how they're going for like 500, 600 bucks. They're not worth that to me. If they were going for 300, 400, I'd already have them. But gosh, they're just going for too much, dude. They're not worth it to me. Air Jordan 12 Reverse Flu Game went for those as well. Took a fat L again, and that's a shoe that I'm just not going to pay resale for. So that's where that. You know, that's where I'm coming from with that. Metacom Toy Nike SB Blazer went for these as well. Took a fat L. I think the retail was only like 80 bucks. So that was one of the reasons I went for these, and they're going for like over 200. So that would have been a really good investment if you're able to cop these. Kind of a similar investment to the center courts, but just not as big of a margin, honestly. Well, a bigger margin than the center courts, I guess is what I meant. But yeah. Undefeated Air Max 97s. These two colorways did not release on sneakers, so I'm not aware if they released on the Undefeated website. They definitely could have, but I didn't hear much. I know there's another colorway releasing soon that we'll go over in a minute, but yeah, don't know a whole lot about those two pairs. LeBron 8 Lakers sold out. Bodega Nike Dunk High was the pair that I chose to go for on the 30th, and those sold out as well, and I took a fat L. Air Jordan 11 Adapt White went for these as well, and they're going, like, again, If I was able to get this pair for retail, I would be ecstatic at that 500 price. Like, I know that's a lot, but for what you're getting, I think it's worth it. But I'm not paying 750 for that shoe. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It was one of those pairs that was like, okay, if I get it for retail, that's awesome, but I'm not paying any more than an already high price. So yeah, just not worth it to me. It's definitely a really awesome concept though. If they release like the cap and gowns, or like, that's probably my favorite Jordan 11 colorway of all time, is the cap and gown. Just the all black looks so clean. If they released a cap and gown 11 that was adapt, my goodness, I might be willing to pay a little bit more for that, because that would be unbelievable. I know it's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to do like the Space Jams and the Legend Blues and all the hyped up pairs, which I think is stupid. I think you guys know how I feel about 11s too, man. Like, I like them, but I think they're way too overhyped. Like, I don't see why people think like the Space Jams and the Breads and all that are like the best Jordans of all time. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, they're cool, but they're not like, I don't look at them and I'm like, wow. Which happens with a lot of other shoes, and it's just, I don't know. I don't get why 11s are so hyped, and I think the cap and gown pair doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Which, like I said, it's just the all black pair. And again, the cap and gown pair is so much better than the pair that released this year, in my opinion, too. The Jubilee. So I don't know. I mean, Jordan Brand's going to do what they're going to do, and I'm not even really the hugest fan of 11s anyway, so it's not going to be too big of a deal. They're just going to do what they want to do, but yeah. So now we're getting into January a little bit here. January 1st, Adidas released their Chinese New Year basketball pack with the Adidas Dawn issue 2 and then the D-Rose 11 as well. All these Pumas dropped. Don't really know much about Puma, and I don't really follow them, so I'm not going to go over much Puma stuff. Adidas Harden Volume 5. I actually think these look cool. Like, I know a lot of people are saying they're weird. They look like a thermal type deal, but I don't know. Something about them I like. I don't know what it is. I don't like the black colorway nearly as much as this colorway either, which is weird. Because I usually like black shoes better than white shoes, but something about this colorway is kind of hitting for me. I don't know what it is. Obviously, I didn't go for them, but if they come out with some sick colorways of this shoe, I might end up copping. Because that was the first colorway of the Harden Volume 5, I believe it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Then we have these women's Lahar. They're still sitting on sneakers. Just completely, just totally ugly shoe. I don't know why anyone would ever buy that. Jordan Wineout 0.4 Upbringing. This is Westbrook's shoe. It's kind of a colorway inspired by like how he was brought up, I guess, and kind of like school teams and stuff like that. That's kind of what it sounded like to me. I'm not really a fan of Westbrook's shoes. I love Westbrook as a player. Like, I think he's amazing. I think he's very exciting to watch. But his shoes, man, I don't know. He's just doing too much. Like, that's just too much for me. But this pair, my goodness, dude, this pair came out of absolutely nowhere. I got up this morning, which obviously it's a 6 today, and these release tomorrow. These came out of nowhere, dude. It's Kylian Mbappe, and I don't know if that's how you say his last name. If it isn't, I'm sorry, but he's like the best soccer player in the world, I guess, as far as I understand it. So it's like him and LeBron making this colorway of the LeBron 18, and it's called the Chosen 2, because many people would obviously consider these two like the best athletes in the world. And then Kylian Mbappe is also doing a cleat with the same colorway. And I think that is just, for me, I'm going to go for the shoe, obviously, with how I'm talking about it. It's coming out tomorrow. I think I might be able to get it, because I don't think that a lot of people really know about it yet. Because obviously, like I said, it just surfaced today. But I just think the idea behind that, the two like greatest athletes in the world coming together on a shoe like that is, man, like, you can take my money just for doing that. But the shoe itself is sick too, man. Like, I'm just really excited for that drop now. I hope I can get them bad, but we'll see what happens. A Dsm Dr1 Gaming Pack. I haven't seen much on these. I don't know if they're inspired by like a content creator or a game. That'd be pretty cool, but it doesn't really say any of that, so I guess we might never know. But yeah, Nike Air Force One Lv8. I didn't see anything on these, and they're not releasing on sneakers, so I don't know what's going on there. Same with these Zoom types. Haven't seen anything on those. As far as right now, the only pair releasing on sneakers tomorrow is this, which came out of absolutely nowhere again. But I'm of course going for them. But there's a lot of other releases scheduled for tomorrow that just aren't on sneakers. Like these waffles aren't. These Air Max 95s aren't. I don't know if some of these might be releasing like on foot sites or what the deal is, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Okay, so that's it for the 7th. Now we're getting to stuff that's coming up a little bit later. That's the stuff that's coming out tomorrow, like I said. Looks like we're going to have to skip forward a little bit. That's alright, though. They like to put the releases from today in the past tab, which, I mean, it's accurate. I mean, they did happen in the past. They happened this morning. Let's see here. Okay, so yeah, now we're on the 8th. Jordan 35 bread. Honestly, not the biggest fan. Like, I do like the bread colorway a lot. I think it would look better if this midsole was black or red instead of that white. I think that kind of throws it off a little bit for me. But not bad. I mean, there's a lot better colorways to the Jordan 35 in my opinion. But, yeah. This is the colorway that I was talking about. The Undefeated Air Max 97 Sail Aero Blue. And these are on sneakers, scheduled to release on the 8th. And this colorway is way better than the other two, in my opinion. Like, I think that blue, yellow, and then that white with the gum outsole, that just looks clean. Like, I might definitely go for this pair as well, too, man, because those just look nice. Like, that's really the only way I can describe it. The colorway's nice. It's way better than, like, that black and olive pair, in my opinion. So, I'm not too salty anymore about those other pairs not releasing on sneakers, because, like I said, I think this pair's better. So, yeah, definitely a dope shoe. Definitely going for it for sure. Should have some resale as well. Air Max 95 and Destruct, those are terrible. I don't even know what the inspiration is behind it, and I don't really want to know either, because that looks like something that Megatron from Transformers would wear or something. It looks like a Transformer shoe. Is kind of what I'm trying to get at. It looks weird. Air Jordan 1 High OG Volt Gold. I didn't realize it was releasing in GS sizes too. I thought it might be only men's, but definitely going for these. Definitely a clean pair. They're growing on me more and more too. Like when I first saw them, I was like, dang, they should have just done this upper tab in yellow too. It would look better, but I don't know. The more I've seen this shoe, the more I've liked it. So I'll definitely be going for those as well. Nike SB Dunk Low Street Hawker. I'll be going for these. I don't know if I'll keep them though, because they're kind of like a little bit too much. And I think that I like the veneers better, which is the only Dunk Low I have in my collection. But I think I like them better than these. So if I did get these Street Hawkers, I might just flip them for a little bit of profit. So yeah, I probably won't get them anyway. But if I do, that's probably what's going to happen. And then on the 14th, we got all these dunks scheduled. And if you guys didn't know, they are releasing the Nike Dunk on Nike ID too, so I wouldn't be surprised if on the 14th the dunk market just goes to the floor, maybe even through the floor. Because with all these pairs releasing on the 14th, I'm assuming they're going to release all these colorways and drop them on Nike ID on the same day, because they're already loaded up on Nike ID. And if they do that, some pairs are going to instantly go down by hundreds of dollars. I'm telling you, people don't think it's going to happen. But if you can just make whatever colorway you want on Nike ID for, like, you know, the foreseeable future, like, no one's going to care about having, like, the PEs, and it's just not going to mean as much. Kind of like with, you know, the Jordan 5 Oregon or the Jordan 13 Ray Allen PE. They released 2 colorways this year in, like, August and September, which I actually do have the Jordan 13 Lucky Greens, which was inspired by the Ray Allen PE. Which, you know, they're not nearly as sought after as the PE, but it brings down the price of the player exclusive model. So, like, for example, I copped the Lucky Greens, you know, they're still going for around retail, but the Ray Allen PE 13, which is basically the same shoe except for the Jumpman's logo, though it has Ray Allen's signature on the tongue. It's literally, other than that, though, the same shoe, and the PE went down by like $500 in value. So, yeah, dunks are not safe, man. Dunks are not safe at all. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens on the 14th. This colorway is dope, though. Like, I don't like to go for women's colorways, but man, that colorway might be better than these other 3. Like, I just really like light blue for some reason. It's one of my favorite colors. I like purple. I like light blue. I like orange. I would say those are probably like my 3 favorite colors, but yeah, man, those look clean. Air Max One Martian Sunrise, and I guess there's not as many dunks as I thought were dropping on the 14th. What was that, like 5 colorways? So that's nothing as insane as, you know, I originally thought, but that's still a lot of colorways, man. Usually they only release 1 or 2 on the same day, but now with them releasing 5, and they're probably going to do the Nike ID thing, like I said, I mean, it's just going to be mayhem on the 14th, man. It's going to be absolute mayhem. So we'll see what happens. Air Max One Martian Sunrise. These look exactly like the Magma Orange pair that just released. So I don't know what it's a little bit darker shade of orange, but other than that, it's literally the same shoes. I don't know why anyone would cop that, honestly. This Ray Gun pack is pretty disappointing to me again, too, because the Kyrie pair is the only one that has the actual Ray Gun, like, dude on the back. All the other ones just have that basketball logo thing. and the Kyries are the worst pair out of the four, which sucks, because I think if they would have done like this Air Force One and put the logo on the heel like they did with the Kyries, or even release like a pair of Dunks in this pack again too, I'd probably call up a pair. But the Blazer mids I'm not interested in at all. Same with the Air Rays. I'm just not a fan of either one of those models that much. But Air Force One could be a lot better than, and then the Kyrie 7 is just not great. So I'm going to be passing on all these pairs. I know a lot of people are kind of excited for that pack, but I think they could have done a better job. Personally, that's just my opinion, though. I know a lot of people dig it, so if you dig it, keep digging it. Lebron 18 GS multicolor. Haven't seen anything on that pair yet. Kind of weird how they do a different airbag on the GS. This is like a Air Max airbag, and on the actual LeBron 18 in men's sizes, it's an Air Zoom airbag. So I don't know what's up with that, but it's whatever. Nitpick. Puma Ralph Sampson Peanuts. I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know what. It's probably just like a Peanuts collab with Puma. I don't know if Ralph Sampson actually has a connection with the Peanuts. That'd be kind of cool, but yeah, if you guys didn't know, Ralph Sampson was he played alongside Hakeem Olajuwon on the Rockets like in the early 90s, but then he got hurt and didn't win the championship. Well, no, I don't think he was on the team when Hakeem won the rings, but yeah, kind of early in I don't want to say early in Hakeem's career, but in like the early 90s, he was like that other big man that played alongside Hakeem, and they called him the Twin Towers and stuff. But injuries pretty much just ruined his career. Kind of like a D Rose situation, was like super, super good. Maybe not on that level, but kind of a similar situation where he was super, super good, like MVP caliber level for like 3 or 4 years, and then he just got hurt and was never the same. So kind of a similar situation with that. If you guys didn't know who Ralph Sampson was, that's who he is. Now there's a couple more on the 15th. These Ultra Boosts, like literally, Adidas, you can't just put 3 multicolor pastel hearts on a black Ultra Boost to make it a different colorway. Like that's just pure laziness to me. Like I don't understand that, dude. I don't. I'm really getting really frustrated with Adidas, man. Oh, they were just hitting so hard a couple years back, and now they're making the same shoe thousands of times. But it is what it is. This is different, though. I mean, I don't like the shoe. It looks like a women's like runner, but at least it's different. Like this is what Adidas needs to do. If this was like black and white, maybe with like a red fade on the back, they'd be sick. I'm not gonna lie, they would be sick. But this is what they need to do. They need to stop with the Ultra Boosts, with the 3.0, the 4.0, the NMDR2, the NMDR3. I'm sick of it, dude. Quit releasing the same model. Just start releasing new models like this. Like I said, if this was black and white with a red streak, this might even be like a borderline cop for me. Like I'm not even kidding. But these, absolutely no interest, because I feel like they've probably released an all white Ultra Boost and an all black Ultra Boost like 500 times each by now, and I'm not even kidding. Like I'm actually not even kidding, and it's actually getting bad. Like I don't know what they're thinking, but it is what it is, man. And then we're gonna stop. The 4 women's starfish released on the 21st, but there is a 13 starfish that released on the 16th. So that's where we're gonna end today. This is a pair that I'm definitely probably gonna cop. I think the 16th. Let me see here, because the 9th is this Saturday. So yeah, the 16th will be not this Saturday, but next Saturday will be the release for that day. And I'll definitely be trying to cop these since I didn't get the Hyper Royals. And then I'll have these in the Lucky Greens, which they'll look good side by side, I think. I mean, they're the same shoe, but instead of orange, instead of green, it's orange. So I'm pumped for these. And of course, you guys know how much I love 13s. Like, there's just something about the shoe, the model itself, that I absolutely can't get enough of. So I'll be going for that pair for sure. But yeah, I don't think we should jump too far ahead. So we're going to save the 21st. Plus, there might be some new stuff coming up. That's why I like to recap what's already happened, because all kinds of new stuff changes. Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much about it. I think we covered everything. Again, we'll leave off on the 21st. I'm sure there will be more released on the 16th, and then more with the following couple days, but they're just not there yet. So yeah, I think that's a good place to end. Anyway, like I said, make sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. And I think that's going to be about it, man. So I will see you guys in the next vid.